Hello and welcome to the channel, and in today's video we will be checking out the Takara Tomy Missing Link C-02 Convoy.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
Attack the Autobot commander! Call in the Decepticon leader!
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers, sold separately from Hasbro.
So this Optimus Prime figure is something that was announced late 2023, around, I want to say, the latter half, October, November, sometime around that time, even December. I'm probably not sure. Hasbro, in conjunction with Takara, or was it just Takara, I don't know, announced that they were going to release not a reissue, but a new version of the classic Optimus Prime mold, which in Japan was known as Convoy.
カーロボット隊は移動基地バトルコンボイを完成させた。大型トレーラーはグリゾンエネルギーの補給、整備ドック、司令基地としての役割を果たす。バトルコンボイの登場でカーロボットの世界が変わる。移動基地バトルコンボイ。
And what the trick was nobody knew exactly what was the deal with this new release, since we're hearing so here in 2024 we hit the 40th anniversary for the Transformers. So Hasbro is doing a lot of things to celebrate the 40th anniversary. They will be releasing a Generations, mainline Commander class Optimus Prime, which is supposed to be, if we thought the Earthrise Optimus was the best mainline Optimus Prime they have released, this upcoming one should supersede that. So let's wait and see how that one turns out. But this particular release, as you can see, this is more or less the original G1 toy. What later we found out, after pictures filtered out, is that they were giving the G1 toy added articulation, which for a fan of Transformers since day one, we all, even if you're new, fairly new, within the last 10, 15, 20 years or whatever, and you've grown, and become a fan of G1, those toys were just basic articulation. That being said, Optimus Prime was one of those that had more than enough articulation to play around with. So the idea of having or reworking G1 toys is something that fans of the G1 toys have been asking for quite a few years now. Modern technology and all of that, or simple advancements in how toys are designed, particularly the Transformers, have gone a long way since the days of G1, of course. So something that we've been asking for a while is, what if those old G1 toys were given modern articulation? Thus, the Missing Link Convoy, aka Optimus Prime. I ordered this figure from Amazon Japan. I'm recording this on a Friday. I placed my order I had placed my order originally a week ago, on a Thursday or a Friday. However, my card was not being accepted. I had to cancel several times the order because I didn't know what was the issue. So I called into my bank and they were telling me, the transaction was being blocked because this is the first time I've ever bought something from Amazon Japan. So they thought, it's somebody else, taking my card and all that. And I said, no, that's me. So they, did their thing, and I was able to place the order on Sunday. And then Sunday morning, and then by Sunday afternoon, the payment had gone through, and then by late Sunday night, the item had already been shipped. So the figure cost $70. What is the so as you can see, I only got the one with without the trailer, which is this is the anime colors or the cartoon colors. I thought about also getting the one with the trailer, but I had just bought a few months back a fourth party KO of the G1 toy with the trailer, specifically just to have the trailer. So because obviously, and I previously, a few years back, when Hasbro reissued the G1 toy without the trailer, I got that. So obviously I didn't know they were gonna do this, right? So I probably would have waited, but anyway. So I initially got that reissue. That was the Walmart exclusive with just the cab, just the figure, without the trailer. And then a while back, I got the KO. And then this came out. I was like, since I already have the trailer, I don't need to pay, $90, $100, whatever, for the one that comes with the full trailer, figure and the trailer. But maybe, if it ever goes on discount, I may try it. So this cost $70, $69.99 or whatever the retail cost was, plus shipping and import duties, because I got this directly delivered to me here in TJ. So this got delivered to me a couple days ago, actually. So it arrived. So the payment went through on Sunday, and the figure arrived on Wednesday. So I've had this figure for a few days now, just wanting to, open it on camera and see how everything is. So let me just grab, I'm sure there's some tape in there. Let's open this guy up. Oh, I'm gonna be okay. So I'm gonna be showing you guys So I'm going to be showing you guys images of the bottom of all of this text that I'm gonna have translated, just so you know what it says, right? Here's the side of the box. Here's the back of the box. So typical G1 style box style images and all of that. I actually have. I was trying to look for this all day and I couldn't find it until I did. So this is the box for the just the other side. So this is the box for the Walmart reissue that came out a few years ago. I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. Just for comparisons, I guess that's always going to zoom out. So this is a little bit taller. So you can the new missing link has a styrofoam packaging on the inside. This one used plastic, and then on the back you can see very similar, right? The reading the art on the back is similar to the original G1 box. You got the text specs here. If you don't read Japanese, you can tell what the text specs are in the English version. So you got strength, intelligence, and all that. So the ratings appear to be the same. Maybe slightly different. Maybe they're rearranged in this because the graph does look different. And then another comparison. So this is the KO box of the KO figure itself of the G1 toy. Right, so just for comparison. Right, you can see the size difference. So the C-01 is the version that comes with the trailer, and from reviews that I've seen, it's very similar packaging to this, except I believe there is no flap up top. You know, like this, I believe there is no flap. And then this is the artwork on the back, right? Which is the same artwork that is here. So it's the other day as I was checking everything out, it's curious how they have what figures they have highlighted. For instance, you got Megatron down here in the back. I did this one soon. Well, anyway, they got Megatron back here in the back, down here and hiding in the corner. And then there's this guy here who I have no idea who it is. It doesn't resemble any figure that came out in the line. Many people were speculating that it was Trailbreaker, but Trailbreaker is up over here in car mode. So, anyway, we'll take a look at that guy in just a while later. So we're gonna open this guy though. As a lifelong fan of G1, as I was saying, this is the stuff that we were hoping for as kids, because for the most part, most of the G1 toys, oh, there's more tape on the bottom. For the most part, all of the G1 toys did their best, or the animators did their best to match the toys, right? But certain figures were changed up for the animation, particularly figures like Ironhide and Ratchet. So those were improvements over the toy as far as their design goes. You can see they even have the those points, right? That came with the originals that you used to mail out stuff and get free stuff. Okay. So here we have the G1 toy. I'm sorry, the missing Link C-02. We'll take a look at the toy, the accessories and all that in just 1 second. Well, let's have a look at what's in the bag here. What's in the bag? So, we got a small sticker sheet here. So this sticker sheet is different than the one that comes with the trailer. The sticker sheet that comes with the trailer is basically the same G1 sticker sheet that has all of the stickers, that you would place on that has the screens that you would put on the inside of the trailer. This is more limited to just the stickers that would go on the figure itself. But we're gonna look at why these stickers may not be. I mean, you can use them if you want, but when we check out the figure, we'll go why you may not want to use them, right? Except for maybe just these yellow ones. Okay, so there's that. There's this pamphlet here that shows you, I guess, a history of the project. I'll have to Google translate all of this to know exactly what it says, but just for you guys to take a look. It's telling you everything about the new the missing link convoy, and then a look back at the original, right? And then on the other side, there's more artwork. This is the so this is for the C-02, the version that I have. They're explaining the differences between the C-01, which is mainly the coloring, because this is based off of the, as it says right there, Convoy Anime Edition. So this is supposed to be cartoon colors, and they have an image of G1 Optimus Prime up there on the corner, right? And then this is the actual a picture of the G1 toy, right? So again, if I have a chance, I'll scan these images or take pictures of these and have these translated for you guys, and I'll post up images throughout the video. And then we have this other booklet or pamphlet, which is the instructions for how to transform your new missing link convoy. So again, pretty much I've already seen a ton of reviews, so I already know what to expect from this guy. So, but we know that he has, as you can see in step 1, the fists are already included. He has swivel in the arms and the legs at the thighs. He has toe swivel, and then he also has more range in the with the legs to be able to pose them in an A stance. And then he also has a nap crunch. So we'll be going over all of that. And then on the back we have nothing. And then we have this little tag here that says Convoy, and that famous pose from the animated movie of after Prime is called into action, and after ramming a few Decepticons, he detaches and explodes from the trailer into midair and transforms and starts gunning down Decepticons. And then on the back, we have just a grid view of the a CAD view of the again, I'll scan this and see what it says. And finally, no G1 toy would be complete without your decoder. Fairly thick compared to what came with the KO, which was just a thin film. This is pretty thick, actually, almost cardstock thick. But of course, you can use that to read the tech specs. Okay. Of course, we can use that on this guy as well. This is the reissue box. And that is all that comes in this bag of goodies. Let me just put all this away. So let's take a look here while we still have him here in the styrofoam packaging, which is like the old school toys. So you have his blaster, we have his energon axe. How do you say it? Do you say energon or energon? I've seen people say it both ways. I always say, I think I remember the cartoon saying energon, right? So I keep saying energon. His matrix of leadership, and then the actual figure. So now the cool thing about this blaster, before we move on, you can see that he has a 5mm peg here, and also on the front. So famously, the original blaster, let me bring in, let me see, I think I have him out here. Okay, so this is the Walmart reissue, and if we compare blasters, you can see that the original had the peg for the fist up front with the handle of the gun, looking like a normal handle. The original G1 toy, famously, you always had to pose him with the gun crooked to the side because it would bump into the forearm. You can never have him hold the gun pretty straight on unless it was on an angle going downwards, because otherwise it would not fit. It would go on his fist, and it would bump into the forearm. But these new later versions of Optimus fixed that, and they gave him this high peg on the fist that he would be able to hold the gun normally. But now with this version, you don't have to worry about that because they placed the handle in the back. And then we have the Energon axe. This pegs directly into the fist, so you don't have to remove anything. You can see the peg there that will go into the hole onto the fist. And then we have the Matrix of Leadership in the cartoon colors. This is plastic. A lot of people were hoping it would be die cast because the figure does have die cast. But no, this is just plastic. But I believe this is the best molded matrix that we've gotten so far from any figures. And I have, let me pull in the Earthrise Optimus Prime, because we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be doing some comparisons from old to new. And this guy has the matrix, and you can see how his matrix looks versus this one for the G1. Now imagine that in there. That would have been better, right? Of course, let's see. I've never actually seen anybody try and see if he can hold it. Yeah, he can hold it. So if you want to play that game. See, he's holding the gun like old school G1 Prime, sideways, crooked. So there's that. And then finally, the reason we're all here, the trailer. So you've got some holes here in the back that you can help push out the figure, but there's also some plastic in there to help sliding the figure, the figure out. And that's how we have him right now. I'm gonna pause for just a second before I lose my voice, and I'm gonna transform a bunch of these primes for comparison. Okay, so let me just take this, put on the side here. So the first comparison that we're gonna do is with a G1 toy. So obviously I don't have my original Optimus Prime, but again, I do have the Walmart reissue that came out a couple years ago, and you can see here that essentially they are the same toy. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Okay, so the differences are basically just, slightly aesthetic differences. The grill, there's a slight difference in the grill. You can see some extra vertical lines going on the grill. The front bumper is different. You no longer have those holes here like on this one. Obviously, the most obvious hole that is covered up is the one for the headlights, which is for the fists on the G, where the fists go on the G1. The color scheme is different. You can see the red on the. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, to the naked eye, the camera is also picking it up. The red on the reissue The Walmart reissue looks lighter than the red for the cartoon and the anime version, the Missing Link. The stripe, this is a gray, this is a silver. And then, no, let me zoom out again. Okay. So then on the cab, the G1 had stickers. So there's the Autobot sticker on his shoulder. The new Missing Link has a tampographed Autobot sticker, which is similar to how Optimus Prime's Autobot logo looked. And then the blues appeared, yes, they are different. So the blue on the G1 is darker, you can tell. And then this is the Missing Link, so the blue on there is a little lighter. You can see some of the mold differences. For instance, for the extra articulation here on the bend of the knees, so they have a deeper cut here compared to the G1 style. The legs don't seamlessly go together like on this one, on the G1. You can see there is a slight gap. Let's see, the design of the wheels appear to be the same one. The front wheel looks to be different, slightly different. The spokes on this one, on the Missing Link, are a little rounder, whereas on this one they're a little more angular. And also the pin, the way the pin is inserted is different. You can actually see the pin on this one, whereas on this one it's a little more hidden. And then at the bottom, you can see how on the Missing Link they have that, as I was mentioning previously with regards to the stickers. So this one has the molded detail that is from the stickers on there. So same as on the toes. This is the molded. This is molded after the stickers that go on the G1 toy. And then you can see here at the bottom how they rearranged. How they rearranged the mechanism for the leg transformation. So we'll get into that in just a second. Also, as far as the treads go, the tires, they feel to be the same material. Although this feels more like old school rubber versus this that feels more like sturdier plastic, but it has that rubbery feel. These are you can see these already started to crack. So I believe this is like genuine rubber. So this is probably have something. Hopefully they have something different, different chemical composition to where they don't do this over the years, right? So again, this came out, I don't know, 4 years ago. Then you can see, and I don't keep this guy exposed in the sun or anything, you know. So, but yeah, those tires exploded. And then on the front again, let's go just to finish off recapping the windshields. They're tinted blue on the Missing Link, whereas this one has a clear no tint to it, slight yellowish, but I guess that's from just over time. The transparent window is starting to tint a yellow, a bit of a yellow. And then up top, the same molding. The rub symbol does look different. This one, the reissue, has a slightly larger logo on top, whereas this one has a smaller, symbol. But the molding itself is the same. and the exhaust pipes appear to be, these ones appear to be, I'm sorry, the exhaust pipes on the G1 reissue appear to be longer, slightly longer, but the molding the same. All right, so let's get into transforming this guy. So again, if you've transformed any G1 toy, you're pretty much familiar how an Optimus Prime transforms. But again, we do have some slight improvements, so we'll go over those. Now, people have different ways how they transform Optimus Prime. Some people go legs first, other people go arms first. I like to always go arms first. So we take the forearms out and flip out the hands, which are now no longer needed to be stored inside of the chest cavity. All right. The hands are now permanently attached to the forearms, and we just flick the wrists, and the hands do have posability. Well, you can open the hands. So then we flip out the shoulders. Then I flip out the, I believe these you can detach the wheels from the bottom. I don't know if that's for the post. Okay, it doesn't necessarily help because this is where the back of the front wheels attach to, so you don't need that to detach the legs. They were just a little stiff on mine, which is something that I've seen in all of the reviews. So these can go back together. The joints on this guy have been very, very stiff. Okay, so now usually with the legs on the G1 Prime, they automatically spread out. And if we go onto this guy, you'll see what I mean. So you got the legs tight, taut together, right? But when you pull down the legs, they automatically start to spread out, right? So on this guy, the legs are pretty much tight together. But then you've got this right there. You can see how it splits in the middle. So you're supposed to slide these out here, okay, until you get the full run of the legs. Which, if we compare with the G1 toy, appear to be the same distance. Then we flip out the toes. You can already see some of the added articulation there. And then finally, we flip out the head. So here we have the missing Link C-02 anime color Convoy, aka Optimus Prime. And let me just completely transform again the G1 reissue so we can compare side by side. There we go. So at first glance, again, you can't really tell much of a difference from the original. I keep saying original. I'm just going to keep referencing it as the original because I'm imagining this is what the reissue is based off of, the original G1 toy, right? So I'm going to keep referencing the Walmart reissue as the original. So in the original, you can see how, he stands and all of that as compared to the missing Link. So like I said, first glance, they'll look the same. However, we do have differences, mainly for the molding I'm talking about. But mainly you can see how on the missing Link, he has the blue eyes with the gray face mask and the gray nose. While on the G1, Prime has the yellow eyes with the silver mask and blue nose. And then differences, we already went through those differences on the legs when we were looking at the bottom of the truck mode. So we have a molded detail on the toes, on the knees, but additionally we have molded detail on the forearms. Again, same detail that was on the sticker sheet for the stickers for the original G1 toy. I didn't put those stickers on this one. I put those on the KO. But yeah, this is the molded detail on the forearms. And then the other added extra that we have is on the chest. We have the chamber for the matrix. Which can be removable to expose the old school truck seats for the Diaclone figures, right? From which the original Optimus Prime came from, the original Diaclone line, which had some drivers in there. But I'm going to display mine, of course, like this. No, you can't put the chamber onto the well, I'll just show you, onto the G1 because the molding is different. There are some extra, things going on here on the sides. Sorry, to accommodate the molding of the chamber. So no, you can't fit. You can't fit it on unless you do some cutting and all of that. You might fit it if you remove these parts that hang at the bottom. You could fit it on there, but I believe third parties issue something similar to insert into the G1 toy. All right. Now let's go into the added details into this figure. So aside from the molding, the colors, and the extra, the articulation, of course. So this guy has a head swivel. He doesn't look up or down, just side to side. And I'll go over my nitpicks. I'll call it nitpicks for what they could have done for this figure to make it even better, right? But you have the neck articulation. You've got the added articulation for the arms. So on this one, you couldn't go up, right? You can't go up, but you can see he goes up on his shoulder. And then additionally, he has another hinge up here for further extension. You can see the mushroom peg there, right? So that's for accommodating the sliding. This one could do that, but this was ratcheted, while this one has ratchets on the elbow, and this one didn't, or soft ratchets. You can hear like a soft clicking, but these are obviously way louder. Okay, and then you can see this guy can kick forward and bend his knee backwards like this, almost into a V. Whereas and he can slightly kick forward, hyperextend the knee going forward. Whereas this guy could only just do back and a 90-degree cut on the knee, and that's it. Of course, you have the toe articulation for when you're doing the A stance. However, because you can see now, if we move the tires here out of the way, he's got full range of for the split, or almost full range for the splits. Right? But additionally, he has a thigh cut. Now I've seen other reviews where this is tight. So let's see how tight it is on mine. Oh, this one's pretty soft. So if yours is fairly tight, I would recommend just giving a quarter turn on the screw to loosen up the tightness there. Let's see on this side. Nope, fairly loose. So you've got modern articulation on this end right here as well, because even though some figures by accident may have a split and whatnot, but none of them have had the thigh cut, right? And then additionally for the toe, we know he can go down, but he can also go, there's an extra cut on the shin for him to go upwards. And we have a heel right there. And like I showed earlier, the hands do open and close. They're all the fingers are molded together, so there's no individual posing on the hands. And from the back, this is how he looks. Still a little gappy, but it's better than having an opening that you can see through his chest. And finally, the last thing that this guy has is the waist swivel. It's not much. Oh, actually, there's another thing that I'm missing. So not finally. But he does have the waist swivel. And the ab crunch. So in combination with the ab crunch, the added posability, you can get him in those exaggerated anime hip thrusting poses, right? So yeah, very cool indeed. And let me just pause 1 second to let me get other figures here for some comparisons. But before I do, let me just put on his accessories. So we're gonna give him his gun again. So this one has the 2 pegs. If you want to go old school, you can peg it on the front peg right there, but obviously this is meant to be pegged on the back handle so he can now properly hold on to his ion blaster. And then if we close the fist, we pop this hatch open, slide the Energon X onto the fist, we close it up, and now Optimus Prime has his Energon X like he did in that pilot episode where he's fighting Megatron. Very cool indeed. So let me just let's keep all of this stuff for the comparisons. Okay, so first up, let's bring in well, we've already seen the G1 reissue / whatever, G1 toy. But that's how he looks next to the G1 toy. And then I don't have every iteration of Optimus Prime, everything within the last 5 or so years. But the next evolution that would be comparable to a G1 toy would be this figure right. Give me just 1 second here, which is NP10, or better, this is the KO. So this is the NP10B, B for Voyager. So this is scaled for the Generations line. This guy's like 7¼ inches tall. So you can see, what the evolution of 20 something years. I don't remember when exactly the NP10 came out, timeline wise, compared to the original G1 toy. But more or less 20-25 years or so. This is what, from this, or more specifically this, from this we went to something like this, which at that time we were thinking, okay, now this is the best iteration of a G1 Prime that we're gonna get in an action figure, and to my opinion it still is. Again, let's wait and see what the Commander class that's gonna be releasing in this year, how it looks. But if it looks half as good as the NP10, or more fittingly the NP44, I don't own the NP44. It's just too big. I don't collect Masterpiece. But NP44 is even closer to the animation. But this is supposed to be like, the NP10 is supposed to be like the upgrade from the toy, from the G1 toy, right? So, we've come a long way, and we've finally been able to implement some of the engineering, modern engineering from modern toys into this guy right here. Okay, so there's that. And then I guess we can go in order from like the movies, although this guy has been modified. But in the movie, this guy was a cab, like the G1 toys. This is the evasion. This is a KO, actually. A KO of the evasion mode Optimus Prime from, I don't know, the Mark Wahlberg, forget what it's, Age of Extinction, right? The fourth movie, the Bay movie, fourth Michael Bay Transformers movie. There we go. But it obviously has like an add-on kit that made him look almost like a Power Master Optimus Prime. But yeah, you can see again those resemblances to the old G1 style. And then after that, we have another iteration of the movie Optimus Prime, which is from the Bumblebee movie. So this is the Studio Series 38. Again, customized. And all in all, the G1 toy, even though at the time he may have looked small, you compare him to the current toys, and he doesn't look that small by comparison. Yes, I mean, obviously he's maybe like a half an inch smaller, which again I'll bring up with my gripes, or not gripes, but like I said, small nitpicks. And then let's bring in which came out first. Oh yeah, this guy. So I already brought him out before, but let's bring him in again. The Earthrise Optimus. You can see how they borrow some of that posing on the hand. So similarly, And then we have from the most recent Transformers movie, This is the mainline Rise of the Beasts Optimus Prime. You can actually see he is the G1 missing link is taller than the mainline, but we did also get the actual studio series, which was taller. Okay, so before going any further, I'm trying to think. I don't believe I am missing anything as far as the details go. We've covered pretty much everything. So I just want to go over one of the things that, like I said, small nitpicks. Just putting away the box here. Okay. Small nitpicks that I have that I wish they could have done to make this figure even better. Again, with all of the added articulation and modernization that we've had throughout the years, there are things that, and for the price that we are paying for the figure, I think that there are things that they could have done to make this guy even better still, right? Now, one of the things that mostly stick out, let me just bring out this guy, is the length of the arms. So Optimus here has some pretty long monkey arms that go down all the way to his knees. When typically, if we bring in all of these modern toys again, let me bring in, let's just bring in Earthrise. Some may say Earthrise has too long legs, and that's fine, but you can see that for the most part, the length of the arms go by about the height of the crotch, right? So one thing I wish they could have done on this guy during the transformation for the legs is if they could have had the mechanism holding the legs flip out completely to almost give them the look from this look right here, the crotch area, you could say. Have it flip out slightly further outwards, right, and have it even with the bumper, so that the legs are facing a little bit forward. But also, if you flip this out, if you were able to flip this outwards below the bumper, that would have corrected a few of the issues as far as the length of the arms. Because the other solution I probably would have had is had the arms be able to slide, have the forearms be able to slide backwards, right? So that the gap here for the wheel well would have been shortened down, maybe by a hair, by half the run or the distance. Shorten the forearms a little bit so that they look a little more in proportion. There you go. A little more in proportion. So that's one of my gripes right there. The other thing that they could have done also, fix, is the wheels here on the back, or on the sides, I'm sorry. This is fine. It doesn't look, obviously, classic, doesn't look bad, in my opinion. But again, if we're going for the animation look, what they could have done is something similar to, again, I'll bring in the Earthrise, where they had the wheels flip backwards, something like this. If they could have had something where this were to flip out, right, and then swing backwards, and have the wheels hidden in the back, right? That could have been something that they could have done. and then that would have allowed for the bumper to fold to inwards to the side, and we would have something like this, this kind of sort of profile. So it just would have looked a little more cleaner, in my opinion, right? Again, that's just me, right? But I think some of the things that they could have done to make the figure even more modern, right? Even closer to the animation, and that's about it. I mean, other than and also, I guess again, the head sculpt classic. No, I'm not complaining about the head sculpt, but if they are selling two versions of Optimus Prime for the Missing Link line, you could have had C-01, the one with the trailer, stay with the toy aesthetic as it is, with the G1 head with the yellow eyes. But for the C-02, also they could have added, a ball jointed neck, right, where you can move the head up and down. Because I until recently I didn't know that there was a version that came out of some conjunction with Apple, or something, where the trailer became like a speaker dock for your iPod. I'm forgetting the name. I'll put the name for the I'll even put an image of the figure on the screen. It's something sound system, or I forget what it's called. But that version of Optimus Prime had a different head sculpt, and that head sculpt looked a little closer to the animation Optimus Prime. So I'm not saying that head sculpt is different in terms of how it looks compared to this one. It's not perfect in terms of it looking like the G1 cartoon Prime, but it's closer. And if this is supposed to be representing the anime version, right, and to I can't say the word, differentiate it from the version with the trailer, they could have given this guy a different head sculpt, which would have, I'm sure collectors are still gonna get both versions, or maybe collectors don't want both versions and they only want one or the other, right? But as an incentive to make them want both, if they could have had this guy with a different head sculpt, then that would have probably had collectors wanting to get both. So again, just an idea, floating it out there for future, if the Missing Link project goes beyond just Optimus Prime, I hope it does. That's something that I'm hoping that they would consider, remolding heads for cartoon versions and having different molded heads for those. But other than that, this figure is probably, again, a G1 fan's wet dream. Added articulation, cartoon colors, and all of that. So far, we haven't gotten again, Walmart currently has the reissues that are coming out of the G1 toys in the cartoon colors, which are which are releasing for the I believe as part of the Studio Series 86. So they're reissuing G1 toys in cartoon colors based off of the movie, the 86 movie. But we haven't gotten an Optimus Prime yet. So, and even though even though leaks have come out as far as what is releasing for this year and even into next year, we still haven't seen Optimus Prime's name come up as far as one of those releases. So my guess is this missing Link Optimus Prime may be releasing after, after Takara has, because again, this is still exclusive for Takara. Hasbro Pulse had it on pre-order, and other retailers have had it, but this is not being released through Hasbro. This is being released through Takara. Obviously, their partner, Hasbro and Takara are partners, blah blah blah. But Hasbro is not releasing their version yet, so I'm guessing that they're gonna give Takara the exclusivity for a couple of years, and then release this guy for the reissue of the '86 movie in G1 toys in G1 colors. Then that's my theory. And hopefully, for those who missed out on getting this guy right now, you may be able to get it in the future. Because it would be a shame if American audiences missed out. If you're just a casual fan, and you don't want to have to bother with going through e-tailers and e-retailers and all of that. So going through, walking into Walmart and seeing a G1 Optimus Prime in cartoon colors with added articulation, I mean, that's an instant buy right there, right? So hopefully this will be sold here in the United States or everywhere else. I'm not in the United States. I'm close to the United States. But you know what I mean. Hopefully people will be able to get this at retail everywhere soon in the future. And so that is that. Again, I'm 100% satisfied with this purchase. The only thing that I said is those little nitpicks that I think that could have made the figure just even better. But I mean, for what we're getting right now, I'm perfectly happy. So yeah, all that is left is to say thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Is this something that interests you guys? Are you getting it? Are you waiting for yours to arrive? Let me know what you guys think. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.